Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Let's Try RimWorld Super Pre-Alpha Edition. RimWorld is a game that is currently on Kickstarter, and I don't do a lot of Kickstarter games because, well, you never know when you can get burned. It's like, oh, this sounds like the greatest idea for a game ever, and then, you know, it never gets developed. Well, the thing is, RimWorld is actually pretty damn developed already. There's an impressive amount of gameplay in there. Frankly, it's getting close to being on par with Prison Architect and Dwarf Fortress already, but in space, which obviously makes everything better. So yeah, I was like, totally, go and check this out. Throw them a few bucks if you're interested. I think there's very, very cool potential with this game. Anyway, let's go and jump right in here. Again, super pre-alpha, not even close to being developed in any way whatsoever. So we're going to start a new colony, and one of the first things that happens, you have to choose an AI storyteller, and that's one of the big things with this game. Not only does it have this sort of prison architect-y, dwarf fortressy sort of mechanic in terms of building, but it's supposed to have this AI storyteller thing that's going to generate events on the fly and create a storyline for your colony. Somewhat inspired by like the AI director from Left 4 Dead and that sort of thing. Right now they're already offering 3, although the Phoebe friendly is not yet implemented, and it's going to be maybe the more, you know, casual, laid-back difficulty setting. Totally random events here, so they've only got one AI storyteller that they've got constructed at this point, but one could certainly imagine that they might develop more later on, you know, the brutal one, the one that's quirky or weird, I don't know. So we're going to go Cassandra Classic for certain. And so we've got 3 characters we start with. We can rename them. We can randomize their abilities as much as possible. It's interesting. The randomize button doesn't change the name. So we've got Rosario, a male human colonist, which is kind of interesting. They've got their backstory, which, oh, it does change their effects. So this is Rosario. Yeah, well, sure, we'll stick with it. Why not? Human colonist, age 27. He was a mid-world nerd, good birth, reasonable parents, went to a decent school, mostly well-governed world. Consummate nerd, interested in technology and uninterested in people, gets a bonus to research, a penalty, or no, a bonus to social as well. All right, that's not the kind of nerd I know about, but whatever. And in adulthood, he was a deep space miner. So he gets bonus to construction, mining, and hand-to-hand combat. That's going to be reflected over here. Quite good on mining, actually. He's incapable of nothing. He can do everything. He's also got a couple of traits. I don't seem to be able to get any information as to what these traits do at this point. Again, super-duper pre-alpha. We've got Dorsey here, who's considered to be an oaf. He was a medieval slave as his childhood, and a medieval farm oaf. Incapable of anything intellectual. He's got 0 research. Researches 0% faster. Look at that. He's gullible and musician. We might want to randomize him over here and hopefully get something a little bit better. A vat-grown soldier. Penalty to social, but good shooting. Interesting. Incapable of caring or social. No warden, no doctoring. Can't take care of prisoners and can't do any doctory kind of stuff. So yeah, you know, you can keep rolling, see if we get something good. Again, we've got no incapables here, sort of generic all over. Medieval lordling, colony settler, what else can we get? Medieval lord, incapable of, wow, capable of manual dump. Oh, so no manual labor, no growing, no mining, nothing manual. They're too rich for that. Navy scientist, that's very high research. Okay, that's good. Herb world urchin. See, I love, like, this is so interesting. All right, Dorsey, you're going to be part of this. Rosario, who's male. Dorsey, who's male. We've got Dickerson, a female human colonist, age 21. Another mid-world nerd, colony settler. Hemophobic. So, scared. So, Dickerson is a scared of blood and colorblind. And, I don't know. All right. Sure, this seems like a fine start. So let's go ahead and get that started. It's going to be a procedurally generated world, apparently. We'll see what it looks like. The 3 of you awake in your long sleep caskets to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. A few hours later, you land on this unknown rim world. As pieces of shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Alright, so I'm going to pause it here. You have speed controls. We have season. It's currently the light season, so nice and bright, which is going to be good because we're going to be able to build some solar panels. Again, the UI, very, very simple over in the top left corner. We do have a certain amount of money, which is going to be good later on when we build a communicator, and we're going to be able to do some trading with some ships. We've got a little bit of food, a little bit of metal. We've got a couple of quests here, sort of thing. Build a room. They're prompting us. We have no rooms whatsoever, so maybe you want to do that. We also have no source of consistent meals, so it's suggesting we build a nutrient paste dispenser. If I go and put it back on play at this point, there we go, the pod's landing here. It does start us off with 3 little sleeping spots. These are not beds, these are just like places where people can technically go and sleep here. A stockpile area and a dumping area, so we definitely want to do a few more things. And you know what, I will actually just play by these, because there'll be some nice little prompts here prompting us sort of in tutorial fashion of what to do next, in case you're not following, you know, if you hadn't played it before. So it's like, okay, we need a room. All right, let's go. Tell you what, let's enclose this little area here and see what we can do about that. So down here I've got my architect button. I go to structures, that's what I want to do. So some walls and some doors. Okay, so let's just do something like you know, just a little area. We're gonna do kind of a modest kind of area here. Let's do this. We'll leave a room for a door. And again, if you've played Prison Architect, this is gonna feel very familiar in terms of the gameplay, the art, well, the basic gameplay, the sort of click and drag gameplay, but it does change very, very quickly. In fact, I feel like there's more control over a lot of the gameplay elements than that. And I feel, you know, I suppose if you're a game developer, it does suck to have, you know, sort of comparisons drawn all the time. But as, you know, you guys are consumers, it certainly will help, and I'm sure there's going to be the inevitable comparison, especially when you look at the sort of the character art. That's certainly the case. Now, I don't know if there's plans to change this once the Kickstarter goes through. Who knows? The game might look completely different later on. So this is our area that we've crash landed in. It's quite a lot of mountainside here, and yes, we can dig into this. If I go back in my architect and go to orders, I can give mining orders, and we could dig directly into the mountainside here to see, you know, play Dwarf Fortress style at that point. This is also an ore-rich area, so I can designate this area to be mined. Oops, I missed a spot. And eventually they'll come over and mine that out, and that'll give me more metals. There's also stuff here on the planet which is currently X'd out. It's forbidden, so my people won't run all the way across the map, say, to go collect the food and the metal way over here where it might be dangerous. But these are close enough. I feel confident that I can click on them and then hit F to unforbid these things. There we go. It's getting roofed up. Oh no, there's actually an empty spot. It's noting me. Cannot completely roof the room because it was slightly too large to roof it in one go, but that's all right. We can I can just build a little supporting wall here in the middle, and that's going to be totally fine. It will then wind the power conduit. You can't reach this wall because it's disconnected, so I'll just build a power conduit there, which I think goes underground, but I also don't have any power. So let's go and take care of that. We've got buildings here. We can build some solar power generators, which sounds like a good idea. I'm going to build it right over here, and then I'm also going to build maybe a pair of batteries on the side, that because of course at night, and there is a day-night cycle, at night we're not going to generate any power from the solar panels, so we better put down some batteries to hold a little bit of a charge. So they'll go and start working on that, and then every power generating object, or actually all power conduits, seem to have a little bit of a range, so it'll definitely make the jump from one to another. Anyway, I'm going to unforbid the rest of this metal over here, and this is actually food. Some sort of, I don't know, maybe mushrooms that grow on the planet, I'm not sure. Rosario is going to go back to a mining. Rosario is a funny name for such a big burly fellow. So even though the doors are unpowered, people can go through them, although it might be slow, I don't know. Maybe they can go through a little faster if it was finished. Actually, I'm not sure that it's reaching here. Buildings disconnected. Are they really? Well, maybe I do need to build a power conduit. I did not realize that. Let's go and add that in then, right here. I guess so. The blue lines are the power that you can see here. So if I put some lamps, that will work, but I guess these did not. There. We are low on metal, but we are mining that. That's fine. We still need a meal source. So out here, actually, by the solar panel, since it does use a fair amount of energy, and it uses a big amount of space, we're going to build a nutrient paste dispenser. It synthesizes nutrient paste from organic feedstocks, whatever that means. I think it basically means it uses power to generate nutrients. And you can see the power cable range here. You can see the power also charging up in the batteries as well. There's weather, quite dramatic weather at that. Okay, we still need more metal. Oh, and part of it is the metal's not in the stockpiles yet. So once they finish these mining jobs, they'll start carting it over there, and then we'll be able to build it. We'll let them finish that job. That's fine. We'll go look at the bottom right corner here. There's an overview panel, which allows us to organize the work, who will do what jobs. We will give... We'll go. Dickerson will also do some doctoring, and we'll have Rosario also be warden. Social aptitude, 3 of 10. 3 of 10, yeah, they're both kind of incompetent in that. And anyone who's got a chance to do it, probably. Well, Dorsey is the best. Well, Dorsey's a scientist. Okay, Dorsey will do the researching. And I might want to disable some of these tasks to ensure that Dorsey does more research. So if we do look at the research screen right now, so we haven't researched any techs. We've got 7 different techs available at this point. Hydroponics, pneumatic picks, nutrient resynthesis. Consume 10% less food per meal produced. Oh, that's nice. You can build gun turrets later, and so this will improve the amount of bullets the gun turrets put out. There are enemies. Combat is a thing. I've noticed some of the wild creatures that are on this planet will sometimes go berserk and attack you, and sometimes raiders will land. We can also gain the ability to make carpets. I guess weave it out of some of the natural grasses on this planet, and it makes our buildings prettier. Everyone likes that. And also fear tech. New way to inspire fear. I have not played long enough to see what the fear stuff does. I'm going to go... Let's go with nutrient resynthesis. It's quite expensive, I think. Ooh, to grow crops indoors is quite interesting. We can build farms outdoors. We'll go for this for now. Well, hopefully we're going to generate enough food just from our nutrient synthesizer. It is nighttime, so everyone's going to head to their sleeping areas. And again, these are just sleeping spots on the ground at this point. They're not proper beds. We'll build some beds for them soon enough. I'm just going to kick the speed up to max at this point because there's not much for me to do. The batteries are dying down, and some of the building bits, they do get hurt. I don't know if this is acid rain or what actually caused this damage, but this wall did take damage. People will go about and there we go and repair things when they get a chance. We can also specify an area as a home zone, which we will define sort of this area here as a home zone. And what they will do is people will clean in this area, and they will also put out fires in those areas. They will ignore fires outside of the home zone. Just fast forwarding this metal mining. Oh, wait, I gotta stop that mining as well. That was just to kind of showcase. There we go. Stop the mining. There you go. Pick up the goods, bring them in here. Excellent, we've got lots of that. We need a meal source. Our people are probably getting hungry. Well, there was some food stuff kicking around, so we're okay there. Structure, no, buildings. Nutrient paste dispenser, and we'll do that. Synthesizes from organic feedstocks. Food, unrefined foodstuffs. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly if the stuff on the ground counts. I suppose we'll eventually run out of it. That's part of the problem. So the one thing I don't like... Oh, current day is 63% over. Unless I mouse over here, I can't seem to tell how far along the day is. Just checking the charge here. I don't think my batteries are completely filling up over the course of the day, but as long as they don't get used throughout the night. So they've gone and grabbed some food from here, and they're put it down on the ground, and then they munch on that, and they feel better. I can click on people and see how they're doing, see what their thoughts are. Loyalty, currently going up. There's a mental break threshold, this little line there. If their loyalty gets too low, they'll freak out. Happiness and fear. How intimidated someone is by your authority. It rises when someone witnesses threats, brutality, and displays of power. And various modifiers. New colony optimism expires in 8.2 days. Social chats. Sharing bedrooms they do not like. 8 nutrient paste. Oh. I know it keeps you alive, but no one wants to swallow that glop, so they don't like that. Maybe we'll set up some farms relatively soon. And hideous environment. That's because we don't have carpets yet. Needs. Food. Rest. Carried filth, they're kind of dirty. Their work sort of jobs that they're assigned, same thing as the overview, and you can draft them either from here or also from this button. When they're drafted, then they don't do anything automatically anymore. Then they just, it's like, again, if you've played Dwarf Fortress, it's like if they're part of an active military squad, but you can actually manually move them around. You click them and you can right click them to move them somewhere, or right click them on an enemy to kill them, or to kill the enemy. And then, again, the character info that you saw from the start. I love the amount of detail in this game. It feels fantastic. This is all debris. We can tell them to clear this off, and we probably will at some point once it's time to expand a little bit more. All right, let's go and set up a comms console so that we can communicate with ships that come by and do a little bit of trading. And what else did I want to do? I want to set up a first growing area. They don't like nutrient paste? Well, okay, that's fair. We just need a place where we can build it. Oh, in my last game, I had a nice sandy spot really close by. It's interesting that I can't... None of these places are okay? That seems odd to me. I don't know why that is. I can tell people to cut down plants. I'm not sure what they do with these plants, if anything. And we'll clear some debris over here as well, just in case it matters. A little bit of repair has to be done. Get the comms console going on. Oh, that's the other thing we can do is build a research bench. We'll get that, and an equipment rack to store equipment. And we will... How do I destroy a building? I want to get rid of these sleep spots. Sell. There you go. They don't do anything. They're just spots. We were going to build them some actual beds. They still don't have privacy. They would like their own rooms. We'll work on that later on. Let's rotate and just set up bed, 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 like that. So at least they'll have proper sleeping areas. We've good on metals. That's nice. Food, we should have supply from the nutrient paste. I guess that's it. Maybe they can't eat the food stuff directly. They have to use the nutrient paste. I'm not sure. There's a codex which might define some of this, actually. Needs food. Must eat periodically to keep their food level full. If they don't, you're unhappy. Provide food by building nutrient paste dispenser and making sure you have the food to feed it. Ah, okay. Interesting. And yeah, there's lots of extra information in the codex already. There's other tabs, but they're not quite developed yet. Like I said, super duper pre-alpha. If you're interested in the game, do check out the link down below to check out the Kickstarter. There'll be extra information and more videos from the actual game developers themselves. There we go, research happening, and you can see the progress going on down here. I don't know if once I complete this, if there'll be other technologies that develop or not. I mean, I'm not expecting a deep late game, since the game is in super pre-alpha, but it's pretty good. These are geothermal vents, because that's one of the other things. I can do solar power, but I can also do geothermal power generators. There's also in the furniture, there are tables, chairs I can build. Maybe I can give them a little bit of a dining area. Rotate. I would like to see the middle mouse button do rotation on the building. I just find it very handy to do that. But that's, you know, hopefully at some point in development they will be like, well, Quill 18 wanted this one feature, so we better do that. There's going to be a dark season in 2 days. There's going to be an eclipse, and that's when the pirate raids start. Should prepare defenses. Yeah, I'll build some auto turrets. And we've got some idle people anyway, so yeah, let's... Oh, it's under weapons. There we go. Auto turrets. So we will cover both flanks from the west and from the east. And we'll queue up a research. I think we can queue up a research for the gun turret cooling there. Hopefully... Oh, or does it switch? Oh, never mind. Finish this then. Can't queue the research. Maybe we will be able to do that later on. That's not a huge deal one way or another. Still, yeah, there's still the idle person. I don't know. I'm quite distraught by the fact that I can't plop down a growing area. And I think I just need a really sandy spot. That's maybe a little closer or something. That's very depressing. I was hoping to grow some crops. I think you grow like potatoes or something. It's very cute. Lots of power being generated. We're good there. Graves. You know it's a good game when one of the basic buildings you can build is a grave. I suppose what I will do is build another structure. There's going to be raiders soon. We're actually going to need a sort of prison compound. We could also build individual little houses for our people. This can be the main place. We'll go ahead. Yeah, we'll build some little houses. We'll do this. It'll be big enough to fit in a bed. Well, let me pause here. Actually, I'm not happy with this. There's probably a faster way to undo these buildings. Let's see. Oh yeah, and there's paved tiles, metal tiles, concrete, smooth stone. Paved tile. Let's do metal tiles inside of our base. It's not carpet, but you know, that's still all right. And yeah, we'll set up a few private houses around. I like, actually, this area is nice and protected. Let's set up little 4x4 houses here. We'll try and see what that's like. One for each colonist. Apparently the walls will attach themselves to this stone. Oh, that's awkward placement. You know what? Hold on. Let's move this in a very different place. Something like that. There we are. And door, door, door. Good. Let's see what that looks like. There's going to be plenty of work for everyone to do. In fact, just flooring this stuff is probably going to take them 100 years, and all my metal, actually. It's probably a very foolish thing for me to have done. Although there are areas to mine out, so hopefully that'll be okay. Nighttime, let's fast forward through that. Guns are going. We've got lots of power. We've got enough power to go through the entire night, I think. No food growing. Yeah, I would love to, but I can't. Floor going. Oh, no, okay, I've already spent the metal. Okay, good. So we're going to have enough to finish this off. Yeah, it looks a lot better with that floor. I like it. Build yourselves your little houses. Trader ship! Okay, we've got a couple of trader ships going on. So what I got to do is select someone. Let's select Dickerson. Send her to the comms console. Right-click on the console, and from the little pop-up menu, choose the activity. And then she'll head over there. So there are 2 farming vessels. Let's see. So, this is our stuff. This is their stuff. We can buy food relatively cheaply at $8 per unit of food. We can sell it, again, very cheaply at only 5 units per. They'll also sell us a few other things for a bit more. We could sell them, well, this is average. If it said expensive over here for metal, I could sell them metal for some credits. I could buy some food. Actually, it seems like I have decent ideas since we're having a hard time growing any. We're going to buy a little bit of that. Now, oh, we need a landing area. That's right. They don't have slaves or weapons. So we are going to go to the architect area, build the landing area, perhaps over here. And then let's go and, here, Dorsey, you get to do the talking this time. Get over here. Oh! Oh, slave trader as well. Okay, we probably want, slaves are quite expensive. Need 2,100 for the con artist. I don't know what this stuff is. It doesn't give me a pop-up, but it's cheap, so let's buy a little bit of it. Just out of curiosity. That's their limit of whatever that is. They'll also sell me metal relatively cheaply. I don't think I'm going to make that a priority. So let's grab that. And then, yeah, we'll... Hold on, you're not done yet. You got to... There's our landing of our goods. You have to talk to a farming vessel and buy some cheap food, because we're going to need a little bit more. Good. What is this thing? Missiles! Oh! And shells. So that's all weaponry. And then there's some food there. Good stuff. Alright. Now, you can... Let's build some beds. Bed. Rotate. There. And yeah, some ship just left. Building's disconnected. Oh, right. We'll have to build some little relays to get all that going on. I can't remember where that is. Structure. Power conduits. I suppose I could have just built one right there, actually, and saved some amount of metal. Yeah, no food growing. That is a huge issue. The first level I loaded, I had no problem getting a spot that could grow food. Now I'm not so sure. Soil. See, okay, this is soil. Maybe once I get rid of all these trees, all these plants, I'll be able to fit some food there. What are these messages? Trader ship, trader ship, trader ship. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear the sound or not properly. There is sound in the game, but there's no, in the options, there doesn't seem to be a way to change the volume. So I just told Fraps to not record sound. You've detected an escape pod crashing hard nearby. If anyone survived the impact, they'll be badly wounded. Where? Okay, I can click on it and then say jump to location. Fields. Let's go and... Can I go and help them? Let's pick... come on, select someone. Rosario. You're going to capture him. Oh, yeah, it makes him a prisoner. We need... Okay, we're going to turn this bedroom. This is going to be a prison cell. So now I can tell Rosario to capture Fields, which is not the friendliest way of thinking about it. You know what? Can I change ownership by right-clicking on this? No, yes, no. Maybe if I sold the bed. Okay, go and help Fields out. Oh, he's bleeding to death. When they're in bed, as long as they're fed, they can be healed. And what I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to sell 2 of the beds, and hopefully some of my colonists will decide to use these beds instead. Actually, they're just sleeping spots. They're not beds. I didn't realize that. Alright. Yes, so I can click on Fields, and one of his tabs is Prisoner. He can't work. He's got a Prisoner tab. I am allowing him to get food. I could turn that off, but no. Feed him, and everyone can do a friendly chat with him, as opposed to beatings or execution. We're going to hope he's a decent guy. What do we know about him? He was a slave, a settler. He seems decent, fragile, cosmetic surgery. He's a refugee. Yeah. It's fine. In fact, we will even try to recruit him to our cause. And we've just got to make sure that someone is a warden. In fact, Rosario is the warden. So hopefully Rosario will take care of him, nurse him back to health, and then recruit him for the team. All right, we've cleared some of the soil out. So let's see if we can't do a growing area now. Ah, we can. Excellent. In fact, it'd be best to rotate it this way. Yeah, so it needs to be the soil. There, we'll get a couple of these farms going on. So they'll get built, and then we're going to start to produce food. Anyway, so yeah, I hope this has given you a little bit of a sense of the game. I was shocked, given the fact that it's in so pre-early alpha, and they're only working on the funding now. I was shocked at how developed the game is. And this is the way that Kickstarter should be. You've got to have a game that works, and just be at the phase of, okay, we need, we need our programmers to be able to maybe... We've got a good product. We need our programmers to maybe quit their day job and finish the game. We maybe need to hire some artists to do some art for us. We need to hire some musicians, that sort of thing. That's exactly how Kickstarter is meant to be used. These guys are doing it right. I think this game is going to be awesome. Make sure to check it out. It is RimWorld, and it's cool. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye. Look at my little crops. Potatoes!